All right, welcome to Wednesday's show. I'm Tony P, and we are about to go live on the radio. So here we go.
Coming to you live from the Shoppes of Solana in West El Paso. It's the Workday Grind with Tony P on Stream915 Radio.
All right, good morning, everybody. Here we are yet again. Another show here with you. Today is Wednesday, April 15th. And man, do we have a great show for you today. Because we're going to do two things. We are going to preview the interview that I had yesterday with Jessica Clute, attorney with Elder Law, El Paso ElderLaw.com. Now, we were going to do a live yesterday, but just decided to record it instead, and we're going to give you a preview today, as well as at 12 p.m., we have two very special guests that are going to be joining us, and they're going to be Thomas Garcia and Samuel Vivar Jr. They are the creators of Mantis. Yes, Mantis short film. Got a chance to watch it the other day. Very interesting, very old school, to say the least. But it was a fascinating movie. I'm very geeky when it comes to old classic 1940s, 1950s films, particularly like Godzilla with the, RC model tanks, the toy tanks and the airplanes. You clearly knew those were models and you clearly knew those were toy-like figures, but I just geek out with that kind of stuff. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And we're going to be talking to both of them here today. So it's going to be one great show for you. Don't forget, I am on live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Started off just a couple of minutes late, but I had a lot of work to do when I got to the studio here just to have a great show for you today. So let's go ahead and get to some music. And when we come back, we are going to preview Jessica's interview that will be published in a few days on Stream915.com. So thank you so much for joining us here today, and I hope you stick around for the entire show today. I am Tony P, and thank you so much for listening to the Workday Grind here on Stream915 Radio.
Coming to you live from the Shoppes of Solana in West El Paso. It's the Workday Grind with TonyP on Stream915 Radio.
All right, here we are yet again. Thank you so much for listening to today's show, live show, coming to you live from the Shoppes of Solana here in West El Paso. Thank you so much for listening, or if you are watching, thank you so much for watching as well. But if you want to get the full experience of my show and Stream915 Radio, you're going to want to listen. Why? Because we can play the music there. Here on socials and on video, can't really play the music just because of the copyright stuff. So you got to listen. Stream915 Radio, stream915.com is where it's at. And you can click on Stream915 Radio right at the top. Super easy. Not that hard to do whatsoever. And you can check it out right now and you can listen to me and you can hear the music. So go to stream915.com right now. Click on Stream915 Radio. All right. So today is Wednesday, April 15th. It is tax day, folks. I hope you got all your taxes in. I did mine a couple of days ago. And I hate doing taxes. I really do. It's just, ugh. You know, you think you have yourself organized, and then you start to do the taxes, and then all of a sudden, no, you're so disorganized. That's me, but got them done, and yes, we will have to do them again next year, unfortunately, but at least this year is done, and I'm happy that I got mine done just a few days ago. I try not to procrastinate, but I always end up procrastinating in the end, but hey, they're done. So that's what counts. So make sure you get your taxes in today, or at least file your extension, because that's just as important, right? Some people just don't file taxes at all, but that's not always a good thing either, folks. So make sure you get them in, okay? So as I was saying earlier, we have a preview of the business spotlight interview that I did yesterday with Jessica Clute of El Paso ElderLaw.com. And I say that because she's got like 4 other partners and I just don't remember all of them. So, but what I do remember is El Paso ElderLaw.com. We were supposed to go live yesterday, decided not to do it, just decided to make it a recording. Why? Because it went kind of long. It was nearly almost 40 minutes in length, and that would have been a long time on the show. So we decided to record it instead, and I'm actually going to let you listen to a preview right now. Are you ready for it? And I'm going to show you a preview if you're watching on video. So here we go.
But I have one because the individual did not leave a will. Because I think if he'd done a will, he probably would have left it to his stepdaughter who took care of him. His stepdaughter had no legal right, though, absent that will. So then he died, and it ended up going to 123 heirs. Wow. And there's actually more, but basically 123 heirs. And that case has
That's a lot of dividing.
Yeah, that case has been taking like 5 years.
Have seen it. So once again, that was Jessica Clute, El Paso ElderLaw.com, Jessica Marie Clute at ElderLaw. I like saying her name now. At first I was a little intimidated by it, but she told me just think of flute, and it's just like flute, so it's Clute. It's not hard to forget now, for sure. But that spotlight interview is going to be coming in just a few days to stream915.com. You're going to want to watch it, especially if you have some senior parents or maybe you're a senior yourself and you need somebody to talk to with regard to wills, estate planning, and probate. Okay, so that's what the three big things that they're known for their law office, and that's what they're going to be talking about on the Spotlight interview, and that will go on stream915.com. So in a few days, I'll let you know. All right. Now, in just a few minutes, around 12 o'clock, we're going to have Thomas Garcia and Samuel Vivar Jr. They're the creators of Mantis short film. Now, they showed their short film last week at the Alacrity Film Festival, which I was at, and I was actually able to do a keynote speech, but I didn't get a chance to actually watch it at the film festival, but I did watch it at home, and it was pretty cool to see, and it was very, very retro, I should say. Very retro, but it was cool. You know, it's different, and I always like different. I like different things, you know. That's just the way I am when it comes to creating content and watching content. Going back to what I was saying, when I was a kid, and even today, I love watching those classic Godzilla movies with all the model tanks and airplanes. Oh, I just love them. Like, I geek out on that, totally geek out on that kind of stuff. In fact, in the future, I'm going to be creating those kinds of films, but I'm going to be using a little bit more visual effects and a drone. So you're going to watch for that in the future. There is there? No, I don't know if I put that video on stream915.com. I'll have to check on it, but there's a couple of videos that I have created in the past. It's called Model Missions, and I put them on our last platform, but I can't remember if they're on this one, but I'll have to check. I think one of them might be under the kids section, so you might want to check that out. But I just love it. I geek out on that stuff. It's pretty cool. Now, stream915.com. Let's talk about that for just a second, okay? It is a streaming media platform, all right? The reason why I say that is because we have podcasts, we have video podcasts, we have short films, we have video courses, we have original series, event replays, a lot. We got a lot going on at stream915.com. So much content on there for you to check out, and a lot of it's free. Some of it's premium, like the short films, for example. Our content partners, these filmmakers, these semi-pro and professional filmmakers, they create these films, these short films and podcasts, and they put them on stream915.com, 100% free, or 100% local. They're not all free. Get that clear. But everything's local. Everything's locally created. So you might even see that they shot a scene in your neighborhood, right? Or somewhere around town that you're really familiar with. You gotta check it out. You gotta see some of the videos. You gotta check out some of the films. Maybe take a video course. Yesterday we shot Rafina with DIY Workshop. She created a bear in the box video course, which basically it's paint pouring over the bear with different colors of paint. It came out amazing, right? We just got to shoot the final scene, which is you get a before and after, but that will be on there on the platform in the coming days. And Block Builders, my fiance Tanya, I hope she's listening. I love you, babe. She creates she builds Legos and she shows it. Also, my son does the same thing. So yeah, we're a family of content creators. We love doing it, but we love working with other content partners. And if you are listening to the sound of my voice or watching me right now and you have a business that you want to create podcasts with or podcasts for, or need some help creating some podcasts, got the kids are here looking at me. Daycare must be doing a field trip or something. But yeah, if you have business, organization, nonprofit, sports league, even yourself, and you want to create a professional podcast, we can help you with that. Yes, we can absolutely help you with that. And we will shoot it, edit it, add all the bells and whistles and music and everything else. And we will even publish it on stream915.com for you. So all you got to do is walk in here with your idea, talking points. If you have a guest, bring them on too. And you come over to our studios at the Shoppes of Solana, 750 Sunland Park Drive. Sit down in front of the microphone, in front of the video camera, if you're doing video, and talk. Then once you're done, basically walk out, go back to work, and in a few days later, we will have that finished for you and published on stream915.com. We also do live streams, so if you have a sports event, a sporting event, or a demonstration or something that you want us to help you with to live stream, maybe you got some family from out of state, out of town, out of the country, we can help you with that too. So we have a lot of things going on over here. If you're too shy to show your face and just want audio podcasts, well, we can do that for you too. If you want to do my job, if you want to sit here, right here on the radio, on Stream915 Radio, and be a DJ and talk with your friends and play cool music, you can do that too. You just have to take the course. I have to train you how to use the equipment, and then you are set to go here. So yeah, it's that easy. Pretty easy to do my job here. And I would love to be able to teach others to be here at Stream915 Radio and play music. Maybe you want to hang out. Maybe you have a quinceañera. Maybe you have a quinceañera with your friends. Maybe that's what you all want to do. And yeah, that's what it's all about, folks. You want to be a DJ, play music, talk to your friends here. You can do it right here at Stream915 Studios at the Shoppes of Solana. We are literally located at the lower level across from the elevators and right below the food court. Super easy. So you definitely want to come by and say hi to us. We also have a studio store. We have 3D printed items and laser engraved items that we actually do as well. We create our own 3D printed items, and we also do laser engraved. So yeah, we have a lot going on here at Stream915 Studios. You know what? Just come and see us. 750 Sunland Park Drive, Shoppes of Solana. That's where you'll find us, okay? So, all right, I'm done with my talking. Let's get back to some music here. And when we come back, we're going to have Thomas Garcia and Samuel Vivar Jr., creators of Mantis, that will be joining us here on the show in just a few minutes. So thank you very much for listening to the Workday Grind. I am TonyP.
Coming to you live from the Shoppes of Solana in West El Paso. It's the Workday Grind with TonyP on Stream915 Radio.
All right, here we are yet again. It is a little over 12 p.m. on this Wednesday tax day deadline. Here we are. Hope you got your taxes filed, or at least your extension, because today's the day, folks. Gotta get it. But thank you so much for listening to the Workday Grind. I am TonyP, executive producer here at Stream915 Studios, here at the Shoppes of Solana in West El Paso, Texas. You can basically find us by just going to the Shoppes of Solana, which is 750 Sunland Park Drive. Come through the food court. We're right below the food court and right across from the elevator. You can't miss us. And if you are listening to the sound of my voice right now and you are just walking around the mall, you will see our Stream915 Radio Studio that I am here doing the Workday Grind. And I just so happen to have a couple of creators in my studio. And before we get to them and speak to them, I'm going to actually play a clip, and I'm actually going to let you listen to a clip if you're watching on or listening on Stream915 Radio. Mantis. Mantis is the short film that these two creators made, and I want you to check out their preview right now. Here we go.
It was half that size earlier. It's either growing or there's more of them.
So what now then? What do we do? There's a monster in the city. We believe you're responsible for it.
That monstrosity! That thing in the sky! Thing in the sky!
The praying mantis. Stereoscopic vision can turn its head 180 degrees. Look, Jack, it's not the fastest, but once it strikes, oh boy, you'll miss it.
Awesome. Please welcome Sammy Vivar Jr. as well as Thomas Garcia here on the Workday Grind. Thank you guys for joining us here today. We greatly appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you.
Yeah, we have to share the microphone here because
You're good.
studio's a little bit small, right? But once again, thank you for joining me here on the Workday Grind. So let's first talk a little bit about yourselves, right? So let's start with you, Sammy. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and then tell us what gave you the idea to do Mantis, and then I'll go to you, Thomas.
Okay. Well, it's pretty simple. I'm born and raised here in El Paso. My parents watched movies actively. They were known as Siskel and Ebert in my family, so that was embedded into me. I watched a lot of great movies growing up. So by the time I got to high school and I took a film class, that was it for me. I knew what I wanted to do. By the time we got to Mantis, that came about because me and Sam were looking for a project to do together, and he pitched the idea of a praying mantis taking over a city, and even pitched the title, Mantis.
Yeah. Oh no, that's it was pretty easy from there. I kind of gave up on the idea earlier, like early in the process, because I just thought, I don't know, that there wasn't much to it. So he had told me, let me get a crack at writing the story, at least like the first half. So I didn't think it was gonna be like pursued or anything until he came to me maybe a week, 2 weeks later with the first half of the movie. And I was like, oh my God. And we just both agreed. I was like, hey, do you want to write the first half, direct and write the first half, and I'll direct and write the second half? And that's how we came to be, how we collaborated on this pretty good film.
Very, very cool. So I actually watched most of the film. I did. and unfortunately, like my phone closed out on me, and I couldn't watch the rest, and it was like pretty much bedtime for me.
Yeah.
But I will say the part that I got to was the scene where Thomas, you played the mad scientist.
Yeah.
Can I give away what you drank at the end there? Can
Sure.
Can I
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that?
yeah. No,
so,
yeah.
So you, I'm assuming in the film I'm not going to try to spoil it too much.
Okay.
All right. But Mantis was somewhat of your creation.
Right.
And at the end, obviously you were a mad scientist because you ended up drinking your own urine at the end.
Yeah, it's just method acting. That's all it was. Yeah, it's just-
So it was pretty interesting. Did not expect that one, but I guess it goes along with the whole mad scientist thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So, Sammy, you said that your parents are like the Cisco and Eber of your family. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And if any of you are listening and watching, please tell our young folks, because you guys are young guys, who Cisco and Eber are, because they probably don't think that. They don't even know who that is. What
Yeah.
they know is Rotten Tomatoes.
That's
right?
true. Okay, so Siskel and Ebert was the Rotten Tomatoes of that time. They were movie critics, basically, well-renowned movie critics. So when my aunt or uncle would be like, "We want to watch this movie," my mom and dad would respond with, "Oh, that's a good one. We saw that one the other day." Blah 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 blah, and that would happen a lot. So they would dub the name Siskel and Ebert.
Okay, all right. And so, assuming that you both went to some sort of film program here in town or abroad, can you tell us a little bit about that?
You know what? No. This was we both went to like everything different of schools, different high schools. Sammy went to Coronado, and I went to Santa Teresa High School. But we didn't meet till we both at one point worked at Western Playland. I was there for a couple months, and he was there for a good while. But no, I started out on YouTube just making skits. That's all it was, just making skits. And I think that's where I got the practice of like what people respond to. It was just a lot of just comedy skits, and I think that's where I found my niche of being able to just pull comedy out of everything. And then in those early days, a little later on, that's where I met Sammy, and I got him to be in the skits with me. But then after a while, I kind of got tired with like the short form content. And we're talking about like maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And I wanted to take a crack at a story to see if I can, with no punchlines or anything, take a crack at storytelling, and that's how it came to be.
Okay, so you basically like just had a passion for filmmaking. You guys met each other, and then you just kind of started learning on the fly. Is
Right,
that kind of what it
correct.
is?
Like,
Okay, so no
I didn't-
professional train whatsoever. You just kind of went out there and just started shooting. But I'm assuming that when you guys started creating your films, you started networking with a lot of local creators and filmmakers. Am I right?
Yes, sir. So we didn't go to film school, or I didn't go to film school. I just watched a lot of movies, read a lot of books, watched a lot of interviews. So when he was making his skits already, that was like my hands-on training. I was seeing how to work the camera, how to direct actors, how to even pull together a production. I'm sorry, what was your question?
Yeah, just networking with
Yes,
other
networking.
other
So-
creators and filmmakers, and
But-
probably learned a lot during the process too, right?
Of course. So we started following like Creative El Paso and the El Paso Film Festival and all these actors because we want to embed ourselves in the community. We want to be known that we're here to play. We're not here to be messed around with, you know.
Absolutely.
Okay, and what was so unique about Mantis is that, and I've told you guys this when we were at the Alacrity Film Festival, is that it's very retro. It's 1940s, 1950s style with the big, ginormous titles fills up the whole screen, and it just has that feel and vibe to it, right? Because you even threw the sound in there where it made it sound like really old film,
Yeah,
right? You
that
guys
was-
kind of that was a
yeah.
nice touch, by the way. And it just has that feel to it. Now, what gave you guys the idea to make it that style with Mantis?
Well, you know what? It was around. We had just got done. I just got done making a short film called Act One, and that film just consists of just shock value. That's all it was from start to finish. And it was around. We finished it what?
Like around May.
July, May.
May.
Like it around May. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we put it out. I put it out in May, and then I had asked Sammy. I was like, "Hey, you think I should make?" I always have ideas like going around, but I asked him, should I start on the next one, or should I make something in time for Halloween? He was like, yeah, like take a crack at the Halloween stuff, but I didn't want to make a cheesy like slasher, like blood, knives, and all that, because I just feel like although there's a lot of good films out there that do that, I just feel like a lot of them do miss the mark with actually scaring you, and I was like, okay, well, what's something I could do with still involving horror, the genre horror, but still having a comedic element. And that's when I was pitching him just little seeds of ideas, and I think he just kind of like watered that plant.
Yeah, okay. One of the questions that came to mind when I first watched Mantis was the first scene where the guy and girl were, getting engaged. Where did you guys shoot that at? Because it looks like Old Mesilla, but I don't think it was.
That was in Sunland Park, New Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like a little park around some house, in the middle of some houses with a gazebo.
Yeah, it looked cool because there's something like that similar to where you guys had that first scene in Old Mesilla as well. It kind of looks like that too. And that was where my mind first went. I was like, oh man, that looks familiar, but obviously Sunland Park, is a little bit closer to us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and I think I was telling you guys, getting back to Mantis, I was telling you guys at Alacrity that I'm a sucker, I'm a geek for those classic, Godzilla movies with the models, and clearly that the tanks are models and the airplanes are models, and so Mantis was right up there with that retro feel. Yeah, and so since I know that you guys premiered it, or did you guys premiere it somewhere else, or did you premiere it at Alacrity?
We premiered it in Las Cruces first in February, and Alacrity was the second showing of that. Okay,
awesome. Now, I guess the next question I have for y'all is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with Mantis? What's the goal of your film?
We're hoping to put into some festivals. The El Paso, Las Cruces, next year South by Southwest. But after that, it's
just open.
Yeah, just open.
Yeah, that's what we're
the festival route, and then whoever wants it wants it.
Okay, I'm assuming that you guys created these films because you genuinely have a passion for filmmaking, content creation.
Absolutely.
If you can, I know Mantis was just one of those different genres that you experimented with.
Yes.
But if you had it your way, Sammy, start with you. What is your ideal genre of content or film that you'd like to make?
Ideal genre?
Are we talking
drama,
horror?
I'm a really, really big genre film guy. Like, I love genre films. My first short film was a Western. So when Sam came to me with Mantis, I saw it. I had a film noir in the bottom drawer, and I took it and I put it in Mantis. So that's another genre film. I don't have any favorite one in particular. I would like to do one film for each, though. I'd like to dabble in each genre. One horror, a drama, a rom-com, stuff like that.
Okay, so you diversify, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Thomas, how about you?
You know what? I'm so sorry, Tony. I think the audio of the headphones, of my headphones,
they cut out on you, did they?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. How about, does that help a little bit?
Just, all right, cool. That's perfect.
All right, cool.
Okay, what was the question? I'm so sorry.
I said you created Mantis, and you have a few other films under your belt, but what's your ideal genre that you like to create?
My ideal genre is always I think I just always find I'm in my pocket with just comedy. It's just it's always, I don't know. I feel like it comes naturally to me, but I do think once you've kind of like already proven that you can get a reaction from the audience, laughs or whatever, I do feel like okay, it's time to not be like a one-trick pony, and just as easy as you can get a laugh from the audience, you got to be able to make them feel another way, whether it's angry that they didn't like how the film ended or anything. So that can be like drama or anything. But I think the one that I'm a little hesitant to touch on is rom-coms, because I've never been a fan of rom-coms. Just too cheesy, but...
That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you're not going to create it,
Right,
right?
right, of course.
Or you might think about challenging yourself to make one.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
when a few years ago, when I was doing, when I had my podcast business in Las Cruces, I hated purple. Absolutely hated the color purple. Ironically, my fiance, her favorite color is purple, and so is my son.
Okay.
But I hated that color. You know what I did? I used it. Why? Because I hated it so much that I was like, I'm going to use it because I'm going to challenge myself
Exactly.
to like it and to use that as my branded colors.
Gotcha.
So, maybe that's something that you might want to do.
100%. There's little ideas for a rom-com too. I gotta just find my way to put my twist on it.
For sure. So right now I have on the video part the Instagram mantis.shortfilm.
Cool.
So people can check it out and follow along you guys' the progress with the film itself. Now, I was going to ask you that when throughout the film that I saw, one of the things that pointed out to me was the suspense aspect, is that you didn't really reveal anything. You haven't revealed it.
No,
Yeah.
because that again comes from like my love for movies. That's how Jaws was filmed. You don't see the shark, and that made it better because it's the fear of the unknown. You let the audience picture it, and
Right.
that makes it more terrifying than anything I could have built or we could have built.
Also reminds me of the Blair Witch. You don't really see the Blair Witch either, right?
Exactly.
But it
So
scared the
it's-
hell out of me. And
you play on the
got-
audience's
yeah, their own imagination, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Do we get to see it?
At the end, yes. You should have stayed to watch it because the ending is the best part. That's the part everyone cheers for. You need to finish it.
Okay, yeah, I will. I will definitely finish it for sure. I just, like I said, I ran out of time. I was getting tired, and my phone I dropped it, and closed out on me. And so when I tried to click it again, it started over again. So I was like, okay, I'll watch it later on.
Okay.
You're good. You're good.
That's the excuse we're going with. Okay. I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding.
So, last question that I have for you guys is, what's the future for Thomas and Sammy here? What do you guys want to gain out of your newfound careers in content creation and filmmaking?
I just want a career in filmmaking, writing, directing, hopefully my own projects. But that's the real goal here. So I'm trying to write more scripts and just make them. Not try to sell them, but just make them on my own, Robert Rodriguez style, guerrilla filmmaking, no crew, just yourself.
Robert Rodriguez, I have not heard that one in such a long time, since El Mariachi and Desperado.
Yes, sir.
And then, of course, later on he made The Faculty, and that was just a bomb.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a good director.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thomas, how about you?
You know what? I guess for the future of my my production, I just want to keep it. I don't know. As I want to keep doing what I've been doing, which is doing a lot with the little that I have. I just feel like, for my style, that's what attracts people. Even though the picture might not look the best, they do recognize of like, oh, I could do this or whatever. Just like with whatever you have, like a phone or anything. But I just don't want to start doing too much production-wise. Not too much, because then I feel like that's gonna lose the niche of like my films. But no, I'm just gonna keep making stuff, just keep writing, keep directing. Same thing as Sammy, and just hope. Just keep throwing stuff out the wall until something sticks.
All right. You want to give us a sneak peek, or tell us a sneak peek as to what we can expect in the future from Next Level Films, you guys?
Yes, sir. Right now I'm working on a project. It's like a thriller. It's called Witchy Women, and that's all I'll say.
Witchy Women. sounds like my ex-girlfriend.
Which it's pretty good though.
But all right, cool. Looking forward to seeing that. And where's the next? You guys said you're gonna try to get Mantis into the local film festivals. That mean the El Paso.
We're trying. Yeah, we've entered it, submitted into the Plaza Classic local flavor. And we're just kind of hoping for the best. Where next step is El Paso, and then next is Las Cruces. But it's just playing the waiting game and just seeing what's up. But I just wish that people would watch Mantis to like just give it the chance,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then decide from there.
Of course. So, in case you're just tuning in, we are talking with Thomas Garcia and Sammy Vivar Jr. They're the creators of Mantis. They're also filmmakers, and we were just discussing what Mantis is all about. Now, if you tuned in a little bit late, don't worry about it, because we're going to actually get this interview on our platform, Stream915.com, for replay. So if you missed it and you want to check it out in a few days, just go to Stream915.com and you will be able to see it there. Also, don't forget, you can follow Mantis on their Instagram, mantis.shortfilm. You want to check it out and follow Thomas and Sammy along on this journey with their classic retro thriller film, Mantis. I highly encourage you to do so. So guys, as we wrap this up, do you have any closing thoughts for us about anything that you want to let everybody know about?
Well, I just want to say thank you for having us on here. Like,
Absolutely.
this is our first official interview, first official podcast, so it's very exciting, and I'm very, very, very grateful for this opportunity. And I want to thank
Absolutely,
you for that.
it's my pleasure. It's my pleasure, Thomas.
No, just well again, thank you so much, Tony. I really do. Here, watch out. Sorry. It's all good.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
of
don't worry
course.
about it, it's all right.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
no.
always nice to have guests here in the studio, particularly content creators. Yeah.
Thank you. No, yeah. That was it. Just giving us just something to push our stuff. And Stream915, we got a great thing going here, and not a lot of people are doing this. Especially the mall. It used to be really dead, but I mean, just places like this kind of brought it to life.
Yeah.
So no, I guess closing statement is please go watch Mantis, directed by myself, Thomas, and Samuel Vivar Jr.
Yes, for sure. And getting back to the whole mall thing that you were talking about, yeah, I actually grew up in this mall back in the day when they had General Cinema and they had Hot Dog on a Stick upstairs and a whole bunch of other shops, and it was on the verge of total ghost town, right? And because everybody moved to the Far East, right? And now it's reinventing itself to do different things like what we have here at Stream915 Studios. We literally are sitting here in front of a glass. My content partners call it the fishbowl, because people are walking by and they're
That's
literally
cool.
listening to the interview and watching as this is taking place live at the Shoppes of Solana. So yes, it's definitely unique, and this is the envision that I had, is to show people what we do, because people know what podcasting is, they know what live streaming is, they know what radio is, but they don't understand it to our extent. And so it is a process. So we just said, what the hell, might as well show it to them, right? And that's kind of what you guys do with Mantis, right? People know short films, they know classic films, but you got to show them really what Mantis is all about,
Exactly.
right? And that's kind of what it is.
If you got the passion for the game, then you're going to see the passion in ours. And that's
Indeed,
it.
indeed. All right, fellas. Well, thank you once again for joining us here on the Workday Grind. I'm going to throw some music back on here, and I'm going to see you guys on your way out. But when we come back, we are going to pretty much talk a little bit more about Stream915, and I'm also going to replay the preview with Jessica Marie Clute, the attorney that we did the recording, that will be on Stream915.com in a few days. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining us here on the Workday Grind. I am Tony P, and let's get back to some music, shall we? on our video, our live stream. That's on our socials as well as on our Stream915 live streaming player. We thank you so much for joining us. Yes, it is been quite the busy but fun afternoon, and we did a lot today actually. You know, we got to play you the preview of the interview that we had with Jessica Clute of El Paso elderlaw.com, and actually we're going to play that for you again here in just a few minutes. But we just wrapped up the interview with Thomas and Sammy, creators of Mantis. So awesome interview. Love having creators come to the studio and talk with them about their current projects, future projects, past projects. That's kind of what we do here at Stream915 Studios. We help creators get discovered. We help businesses and nonprofits get discovered by creating podcasts, audio podcasts, video podcasts, live streaming content. And we do that and we publish it on Stream915.com. So definitely want you to come by and see us. We're at the Shoppes of Solana, West El Paso, 750 Sunland Park Drive, right below the food court. And across from the elevator is where you will find us. So come by and see us. If you would like to join us here, we offer free business spotlights right here on my show. That is the Workday Grind with TonyP. And if you were watching earlier, you did see that we had Thomas and Sammy here on the show, and that's exactly what we do when we are with any of the businesses. That's what we do. So if you want to schedule it, you can call me, text me, 915-910-0421, 915-910-0421. You can send us a message, text message. You can email us or message us on our Instagrams, which is all of it Stream915 Studios. It's pretty simple. So, yep, let me know, and we will get with you, and we will see if we can put you on the schedule. And so that's kind of what it's all about. And don't forget Stream915 Radio. I am actually on Stream915 Radio right now as well. And if you go to stream915.com, you click on Stream915 Radio, you can hear us. You can hear my show, which happens every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And coming up tonight, we have Murphman. He'll be here with 915 Mix. He does a lot of different mixes with classic music, with retro music. I'm excited to hear what he's going to be spinning tonight, I guess. But he'll be here from 6 to 8 p.m. That's 915 Mix on Stream915 Radio. And then I'm back on Friday, 11 to 1 a.m. or 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. is I'll be here. That's pretty much the finale show for me for the weekend. And then on Sunday afternoon at 12 p.m. we have Jet Tags Radio. Michael and Don come here and they play a bunch of indie music, like indie rock music, indie, everything indie. And so some of it's good, some of it's a little interesting, but you definitely want to tune in 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Stream915 Radio. And then on Sunday night to finale the weekend, you have the Murphman back with Vibes in the 915, and he plays a lot of the 80s, 90s kind of music, and then occasionally he'll interact with the crowd here at the Shoppes of Solana. So it's great shows, all of them, all are great shows. So you definitely want to check it out and see what it's all about. And don't forget, you can listen to the replays of the interviews that I do on the Workday Grind on Stream915.com. On the platform, they'll be there as fast as I can push them out. So Stream915.com is where it's at, and you can check out all the interviews that I do. I don't record a lot of my content, a lot of my shows, but I definitely do when there are people joining me on the show. So definitely want to check that out. And if you want to see for yourself, we did a interview with Yvette Delgado, Miss Delgado. She was the principal for Idea Public Schools at the Mesa Hills campus, and that was a great show. So you can go check it out there. Stream915.com. It's there. There's a video version and an audio version. So if you want to just listen, you can do that too. Fair enough? All right. So as I said earlier, I was going to let you preview the interview that we did with Jessica Clute yesterday. Like I said, we were thinking about going live, but the interview actually went way over. And so, yeah, decided to just do a recording only, but we're going to play that for you so this way you can hear it before it comes out. And if you're watching on the live stream, you're going to see it right here. Are you ready? All right, here we go.
But I have one because the individual did not leave a will. Because I think if he'd done a will, he probably would have left it to his stepdaughter who took care of him. His stepdaughter had no legal right, though, absent that will. So then he died, and it ended up going to 123 heirs. Wow. And there's actually more, but basically 123 heirs. And that case has been
a lot of dividing.
Yeah, that case has been taking like 5 years.
Yep, there we go. Yep. It was quite the interesting... Whoops. It was quite the interesting interview. Very informative. Very, very informative. And if you have a parent, grandparent, or friend, colleague that are getting up there in their senior years, yeah, definitely a good interview to check out. Definitely a good podcast to see, to hear, because they practice elder law, they practice probate, and basically estate planning, okay? And that's going to drop in a few days at stream915.com. So definitely want to check that out. And it's going to be free. We're going to offer free. A lot of our content on stream915.com is free. Some of it's premium, but that's because our creators need to make some money on their hard-worked projects. And so while you're at stream915.com watching the free stuff, we encourage you to check out some of the premium stuff too. And it's all relatively cheap. It's like literally choices that Fernie made. It was $2.99. It's $2.99, folks, for a 7-day rental. I mean, you can afford that. Come on, we all can. I mean, that cup of coffee is a lot more than that. And the cup of coffee just basically goes down and that's it. Now you're going to pay another $6 for it. But at least for the rentals, you have them for 7 days. You can watch it for 7 days. So definitely encourage you to go to stream915.com, create your free profile, browse the free content, take advantage of the free content. But if there's something there, like the short films that catch your eye, do it. Rent it. Trust me, all right? Put your card number in. Everything's secured through Stripe. So if you know what Stripe is, you know that it's a secure connection. So we're not going to take your stuff and basically, do something, bad with it. All right, that's not how we operate here at stream915.com. And if you're listening to the sound of my voice and you like what you hear and you want us to help you create podcasts or audio podcasts or live demonstrations or remote events, we can help you with that. In just a day or two, we're going to put the EPVMA El Paso Veterinary Medical Association 41st Annual Community Banquet Awards podcast on our platform for everybody to see. We were there last Saturday at Grace Gardens. We covered it. And you're going to be able to see that and see what we're all about and all the great things we can do. And if you are on the platform right now, you can also see some of the events we've been to in the past, like roller derby, like kaleidoscope art markets. We were there. Like RC races. We were there too. We've done a lot around El Paso, folks, and we've perfected our craft so we can offer these services to your business, nonprofit organization, sports league, or even yourself if you want. If you want to come over here and do my job, if you and your friends want to come here and play DJ and play some music and talk to your friends, you can do that too. All you got to do is just take the course. I teach you how to do this. I teach you how to run this board right here that you can see right here, right there. This is the board and our automation, and we teach you how to do all that. So you can come here, you can play your music, you can talk with your friends. If you're celebrating a quinceañera maybe, or a wedding, and you want to come here and spin some tunes and talk about stuff, you can. Here at Stream915 Studios, we are a creator studios, folks, and that's what we want. We want to help you get your word out. We want to help you get your message out. We want to help you tell your story. We want to help you talk about your business, or talk about yourselves, or talk about your wedding engagement. We want to help you with that. And you can come here at the Shoppes of Solana, 750 Sunland Park Drive, and come and meet us, say hi, tell us what you want to do, and we can help you with that. And by the way, if you are here and you want to come and say hi to us, I encourage you to check out our studio store. Yeah, because we have a studio store. We have 3D printed items. We have laser engraved items that are all custom. And we're going to continue to add more in the coming weeks and months. And we're going to have a pretty badass store, I guarantee you. So you're going to want to come and check it out right now. And if you sign up for Stream915.com, you create your free profile, and you show me, well, I'm going to give you a 10% discount off your total purchase. So definitely want to come by and check it out, okay? Definitely encourage you to do that. All right. I think we're pretty much done with today's show. We got less than a minute left. And then I must go on to do work. I've got editing to do. I've got a meeting to go to. So, yeah, it's about that time, folks. But I do thank you very much for joining us here on today's Workday Grind with TonyP. And I will be back with you on Friday. Same time, 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Might have another interview lined up for Friday. We'll see. And don't forget, you will check out the interview replay with Thomas and Sammy in a few days on Stream915.com. Hope you all have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you again next time.